I was born in Mexico to a loving family and parents who only wanted the best for their children. When I was 2 years old, we immigrated to the U.S. for a better life and success. Growing up and going through elementary school, I became known as one of those students who was on the honor roll, never absent, and had amazing conduct. Teachers dreamed to have a class full of students like me. However, I just coasted through the years, bored and disinterested. School was just something I had to do. Every morning, I would go to school, do what the teachers told me to do, come back home, and wait to do it again the next day. This life routine continued until 8th grade. On the first day, my expectations weren't high, and I just wanted to get through this year as quick as possible. Then it was time to go to history class with Miss Martinez. She was so bubbly. All my past teachers before her wanted the school year to be over just as much as I did, but not her. Those first few days of class were completely different from what I was used to. Miss Martinez would always greet each one of us every day at the start of class. Her lectures weren't monotone. Students would never fall asleep. Because of her, I was able to think that school could actually be fun. I started to become more motivated to do my work and not do only the bare minimum. In the spring semester, I personally volunteered to help out ELL students in a 7th grade math class. I didn't know it at the time, but that was my first taste of being an educator. Next came time for high school. My parents enrolled me into the magnet program that prepares students for careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. It wasn't really any of my interest, and so I leaned towards organizations like the National Honor Society, BAND, Eco Club, and PALS. With these programs, I was able to give back to others through community service and helping around the school, but I believe that the PALS program influenced me the most. Our group enrolled into the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization. They connected each one of us with an elementary student at a neighboring school to mentor once a week. We also volunteered at another elementary school to help out teachers with their students. Again, I got another look at being an educator, but I still didn't recognize it myself. After graduating high school, I quickly enrolled into classes at the University of Houston, where I majored in psych. When I was choosing a major, I didn't really know what to do, so I chose psych only by having a small interest and wanting to know how people worked. However, just like elementary and middle school, I found it boring. For my spring semester, I only took core classes to allow me time to think of what I wanted to do. With some advice from my friend, I decided to look back at my accomplishments and what I've done in school. It was then when I had an epiphany. Everything led to education and helping students. At that point, I decided to transfer to UTSA and enroll into the College of Education. Unfortunately, my family was not so supportive. They said, "You can do so much more, you're wasting your mind away," but I kept striving on. Although I did hit a couple bumps in my sophomore year, I made it to my junior year just fine, where I began my first field experience work. Every time I would visit a school and observe teachers, it would give me so much inspiration to keep going. It validated my decision. As time went on since my transfer, my family started to see that I am passionate about becoming a teacher and understood that these 4 years to obtain my degree is not as easy as they thought. Lastly, I began working as a supplemental instruction leader, where I facilitate study sessions for students in difficult courses. I believe it has been a great experience because I practice writing lesson plans and work on connecting with students. Now through school, I have an idea of what kind of teacher I aspire to be. My involvement throughout school has influenced me by instilling hard work and inspiring me to become someone who can help others be the best they can be with care, patience, and fun. I want students to know that I do care for them and am not just a glorified babysitter. I believe that students deserve the best education they can receive from teachers who are dependable and prepared with the tools and resources to help them in their lives, but also instill into them the meaning of equity. It is not synonymous with equality, for it means to give fair opportunities and outcomes to students in order to enable their academic growth. Each student is different even in the same racial, religious, ethnic, sexually oriented gender groups. Each may have weaknesses they need to work on, but we also must build on their strengths. These are what makes each student great and separates them from the group to be seen as themselves. They each have their own story, own struggles, own accomplishments, and own beliefs that can and will be used in the classroom to teach, not just the content expectations, but to be social justice citizens who will help our world prosper. We don't fall in love with teaching until we finally see those smiles pop up in our students' faces. It is at those moments when we are making a change in their lives. Could be small or big, but it's there.